And now let's meet our comedian combatants, shall we? Contestant number 1.
Hi, I'm Kendra Carbowski, and I'm from Omaha, Nebraska.
Sweet. Contestant number 2.
I'm Dino the Genetic Marvel, and I'm from Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
Contestant number 3.
Mona Forgione, unsettled in Derry, New Hampshire.
All right, these comedian combatants will be playing a game on the game show known as Joker's Ace. Yeah, thank you. I am General A. Ron, and it's time for your favorite comedian game show, Joker's Ace.
Yeah!
Yeah, all right. The rules for Joker Ace are simple. Each comedian combatant gets to do their 5-minute set, while the mysterious comedian judge will be looking for your setup punch and appearance in front of a live studio audience. Warning comedian combatants. If you say the F or C word, Ray the F-bomb will come bomb your set, and you can't be Joker Ace. But there's 2 more rules to this game. If you leave more than 25 seconds on the clock, it's considered a dud, and you can't be Joker Ace. But if you go over your time, it's a time bomb, and you can't be Joker Ace. All right? With that being said, let's meet our comedian judge for tonight, the mysterious comedian judge, Judge Sanity Claus, everybody. Give it up for Sanity Claus. Come on, give it up for them. Yeah. They got confused on the holiday. I found a mall Santa, and I said, "Hey, you're about 2 months too early, or actually 4 months too early in my book." But he says, "Well, I'm out of work. I just need a job." I said, "How about being a comedian judge?" They said, "Yes." Actually, no, they are a comedian. They've had years of experience in this, so they know what they're looking for. Okay, so that's it. So with that being said, let's I think it's about time to start. So comedians to your battle stations. Comedians to your battle stations. As we go to our first comedian combatant for the game tonight, let's give it up for Kendra Carbowski, everybody. Yeah!
Woo! Gosh, I'm here and I'm hot. I am the Flash. That's actually the hot Flash. And I know you're surprised. Everybody thinks my son Barry is the only Flash. But what they don't know is who Barry's real father is. It was this guy that I hooked up on I don't know. One night I was really drunk. This guy showed up and he was on like a flying jet ski and his name was Gordon something. Flash maybe. I don't know. So I'm a Flash. My son's a Flash. It's all in the family. And I'm here to talk about Halloween and horror. Horror and scary things. Things that go bump in the night. Things that terrify you to your soul. Let me tell you, the worst thing in the world is a teenage boy's bedroom. That's right, young Flashter. Hi, it was scary. He was supposed to clean his room. I go in and it's a mess. I found towels and silverware and a pizza box underneath his bed with ants. It was terrifying. I was so scared. I look a little further and what do I see? Socks. Socks. They're so stiff, they're standing. I don't want to know. You'd think a kid that's the Flash would be able to clean a room, but all he did was stash it underneath. I don't know. There's lots of things about being the Flash that people don't know. Like the fact that I'm so pale. It's because I'm moving so fast. I never get a suntan. I got to take vitamin D supplements. I'm getting older. And with getting older, I'm slowing down a little. I got the menopause. That's right. I'm having real hot flashes. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I've always had a high metabolism, but now my inner thermostat has gone kerflu. That's a medical term. You can look that up. Kerflu. Spell it right. Yep, it's nuts. The other day I burned through the couch and I was just sitting on it. Jeez. At my part-time job, they're like, "Oh, she's a human microwave. Hand her your lunch." It's like, that's not funny. Yes, I had to get a part-time job because, the Justice League, they don't have health care anymore. They don't. So I had to go to Spirit, and I'm doing really good. I am the fastest skeleton assembler they've ever had. We've got the most outrageous Halloween decor. Vampires, ghosts, werewolves. But the scariest thing they have there is my paycheck. My God, all the taxes and all the deductions. Whew. Well, anyway, my son Barry, the Flash, who has moved out, tries to help. He sends me money when he can. And, I wish he would visit more. How hard is that when you can run 1,000 miles per hour? But, he doesn't. And I admit I get a little lonely. So I've tried the dating thing.
Oh.
Yeah, I've tried it all. I've tried the apps. I tried that. But I have to say, speed dating, I excelled at, but I didn't really meet anyone. It was a little fast. And I thought about going like on The Bachelor, the Golden Bachelor, but I actually like the idea of what they're going to do now for Halloween. It's even older. It's a ghost bachelor.
What?
And, yeah, finally a guy who admits up front that he'll ghost you. They communicate via seance and medium, like a psychic New Jersey or something. And all the bachelorettes are like, every time I feel a cold breeze, I know it's him. He just loves to flicker and dim the lights. He's such a romantic. Yeah, so there's the ghost bachelor, there's the zombie bachelor. Sure, we have communication problems at first, but then you figure out it's kind of like Morse code. Grunt, grunt, The werewolf bachelor, I had to give up cats and walks in the moonlight, but I'm good because he's so muscular. So I gotta go because I have got a date with the Green Lantern. Yes, Guy Gardner.
Oh.
So if you can get past that haircut, he's worth it. He says I'm his FILF, a flash he'd like to,
Oh.
Anyway, his ring can make anything bigger. So I'm going to go with it. Thanks. It's been great. I'm Kendra.
All right, let's give it up for Kendra Carbowski, everybody. Yeah, and Kendra. Where can we find you on social media?
Oh, you can find me on Your Mom's Comedy Show. That's YER. Your Mom's Comedy Show is my comedy group, or just my name, Kendra Carbowski. On Facebook, that's the main thing, or just Google me. You'll find me. I think I'm on Instagram too, but it's like Kendra.Carbowski. I'm very boring. But find me, I'm lonely.
I don't.
And please
lonely.
DM me
You were
because
married. Oh no.
God knows Pedro Pascal has like 5,000 times now. I'm sure it's here.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Wow. Gee, you know what? This is great to have the mall Santas have a weird smell, by the way. I'm just saying this out loud. It smells like cigarettes and liquor. It's almost like my comedy buddy. Sandy Claus, are you ready for the next comedian combatant? No, I explained this to you earlier. You don't have to. I don't want to answer it. It's right there. Hello? Yeah. I gave you a jitterbug, but I didn't expect you to use it during the show.
No,
Are you ready? Are you ready for the next comedian combatant? Okay. All right, let's give it up for our next comedian combatant. Let's give it up for Dino, the genetic marvel, everybody. Yeah. Woo!
Hey, everyone. I'm going to take this off. I'll be honest with you. I'm a lot scarier just with this face. I've had a lot of experiences with that. This is the problem is, so I'm like a giant sized normal person. Like I'm just too big for everything, but like I can fit in most cars, but not really. It's not comfortable. But also too, when I walk around, like we went to a phantom, a paranormal circus the other day. I was just walking by the entrance with my wife. A woman walked in and was like, "Oh my God." And I'm like, "That's rude. That's just my face. I don't see why that's okay to do." I have some experience working in haunted houses. I have a record so far. I've made people pee their pants at least once a week, which is, in all honesty, I feel like I'm doing a great job when I do that. But so far, I've been doing haunted houses for 2 years straight. This is my 3rd year, and both times I have made somebody poop their pants.
What?
And I'm not sure, like, as a large, scary looking person, like if I walk down a dark alley and I see myself, I'd probably pee my own pants. This is a fair assessment. So having made people pee in real life, doing it in a haunted house, not a big stretch for me. But I've made people poop their pants. And this happened, the best time was last year. Was I was dressed in an entire ghillie suit. And if you don't know that, essentially I looked like a bush. And I was in a corn maze. And now I used to be over 500 pounds, and I've lost 250 pounds, which is basically an entire person. Thank you.
Yes.
The problem is I'm still fat. I'm still humongous. So it's a weird thing where it's like, I lost a person and I'm still too big. It's weird. But the best part is that being large, you learn how to not move and just kind of stand still, because when you move, you sweat. And as a big person, you don't want to be the sweaty big person. That's not appropriate for anybody, and nobody likes it. So this being said, I was in a corn maze just standing still, and all I would do, my big move, and this was, I had been doing it for weeks on end, is I just walk out of the darkness and go, and immediately two gentlemen, now I don't know what their relationship was. They weren't holding hands or anything, but I immediately heard the highest pitched scream I've ever heard in my entire life. Oh. And as soon as they regained their composure, the one gentleman just reached to the back of his pants and said, I just pooped my pants. And I'm telling you, the hardest part about that, because of course you're in a haunted house, you have to stay in character, was me not just going, I did a good job the entire time. Now, the worst part was after that, he had to finish the maze and then walk up 4 flights of stairs. Oh. And I'll tell you, if you've ever had an accident, stairs aren't your friend. They are your mortal enemy in those situations. And his pants did not have breathing room. They did not. They were no. His costume was an octopus, and it just, everything was skin tight. It was very odd. It was a very odd thing, but you know, this time the weird part is my wife and I, we both like scary movies. The only difference is I watch a scary movie and I'm like, I'm scarier than those people. Whereas my wife, afterward, she'll stand there and going, I need to watch an episode of The Simpsons just to balance things out, because I'm just too, you know, which is weird because, you know, she sleeps with me and I'm like, listen, I'm scarier than whatever's underneath the bed. It's not, I look, she describes my face as resting murder face, which I don't think that's a compliment necessarily, but you know, it's not mean. It's not like resting ugly face, which is significantly worse. It's just, I look like a murderer. You know, the hard part was earlier this year, you know, I have a big beard and it's quite bushy, and I like to keep it because it makes me, it keeps me warm. I'll be honest with you. So I shaved it off because I hadn't shaved it in 5 years, and all of my friends were like, don't do that ever again, which I'm like, that's not very kind of you. And then immediately I was like, well, at least I don't look like a murderer anymore. And their response was to tell me, actually, you look like a serial killer who's trying to change their identity. And I'm like, that's not kind. That's not kind for friends to tell you that. So the beard is back, which I'm happy about. But also, I feel like I might have to take the cat mask everywhere with me just to be like, no, I'm just in costume. Ha ha, I'm a cat, not a murderer chasing you. Like, I've walked down the street and just put on my hands. I'm like, I'm not following you. I'm just trying to get home, which is probably a smart thing. I think I might have to do that today. Anyways, I've been Dino the Genetic Marvel, everyone. Have a great Halloween.
All right, you give it up for Dino the Genetic Marvel, everybody. Yeah. And Dino, where can we find you on social media?
I am everywhere under Dino the Genetic Marvel. I am on YouTube. I regularly do shows. I do all sorts of things. I might be under your bed. Who knows?
All right. We're all scared now. And thank you so much for that. Oh, my gosh. All right. And now, Judge Sanity Claus, you can just tell me right there. You're sitting at that laptop with your headphones on, but you can see me. You can say, no, put it down. No, not. Why am I answering this phone? I'm going to take that jitterbug away from you. Hello? What do you mean you looked him up on the FBI most wanted list? Is he there? I mean, we can make some money at this. Oh, he's not. All right. You ready for the next comedian combatant? All right. Thank you so much. All right. Let's give it up for our next comedian combatant. Let's give it up for Mona, everybody.
Hey,
yeah!
Mona! Hello. Very excited about Halloween. I have 3 children, which means I get to steal their candy at night.
Yeah.
As parents do. There are things that we just look forward to because our lives are so dull. Stealing candy from children is one of those things. Their dad had an issue, though. He would never listen to when I'd tell him how to hide the trash, how to hide those wrappers. He would always leave it on top of the trash so they'd come down in the morning, see that, and immediately get upset and cry. And it was always a big to do. Tell him you can't leave it on top. You have to discard the evidence like a dead body. You don't just throw it on top of the leaves, you cover it. So you take a paper plate and you cover it so that the children, they'll never see, they'll never know. But he always left it on top. I mean, I could do damage to Willy Wonka, but they don't really need to see the dead body, you know? Not at all. Yeah, my parents recently moved up to New Hampshire. Yeah, very excited to have them around. My mom said, we hope that there are more trick-or-treaters this year. Our old neighborhood, over the years, they just dwindled. And I laughed and said, wow, Maureen, word spreads fast. You were handing out raisins.
Oh.
And here in New Hampshire, I hope she doesn't hand out raisins because we're trying to hide the fact that we're Jewish. I told you this last winter. I said, leave the Christmas decorations up, please. You just leave them up. Not only do they know that, yep, maybe not Jewish, but also they'll be like, wow, she's super low income too, trashy just like the rest of the place. Yeah, so we like to do that. But I do get excited around Halloween. But I like other holidays as well. The thing that gets a little much for me though is just the transition from the warm weather to the cooler weather. I know a lot of people have seasonal depression. I've got 4-season depression, so it's just a little stronger. But what do you do for depression? I used to garden, but you can't really do that in the winter. But the last time we were doing a little bit of a cleanup, I ran outside to hear my younger child tell the neighbor, Mom's going to be fine with the weeds. She's inside popping bennies right now. And I ran and I got there and I said, I'm going to be fine pulling weeds. Yes, I was inside popping Benadryl tablets. Benadryl tablets, because drug use with moms is frowned upon now. You can't get away with that stuff. You really can't. So what do you do, especially in New Hampshire? Your mom, you got to get crafty. And what I mean by that is Craft Bond, Rust-Oleum, Sharpies, I huff it all. I huff it all at any point during the Screamfest day. You can catch me behind a craft cabinet door, just breathing it in.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But then what do you do? Because the kids, they're going to mess with your high, right? Yeah. So I'll tell you what I do. I gather all those supplies, all those materials into a tiny space, and I yell, craft time! And we all get high together.
Gosh.
Yeah. My ex, he just used to smoke a lot of weed. So I'd huff and he'd puff, and I'd huff and he'd puff until the whole house just calmed right down. It worked. Yeah. So I recently started dating post-divorce. Went on some dating apps, and what I've found was you need descriptives now. There's descriptives. You have to describe yourself. I'm not that hot young mom anymore, but I am definitely not a cougar yet. So the only thing I could choose was bitter, which doesn't seem to be a selling point. But I started going out and I got hit on by guys of varying ages. A young guy hit on me. He said, I want to put a baby in you.
Ooh.
I said, it sounds fun, but you'll have to stitch back a uterus first. Then another guy hit on me and he said, do your kids need a stepdaddy? They've already got a disappointment. And the last guy asked, do you want a sugar daddy? And I was like, Yes, Daddy. I'm Mona for Joni. Thank you.
All right, let's give it up for Mona, everybody. Yeah, and Mona, where can we find you on social media?
I'm on Facebook and Instagram at Mona Forgione.
All right, go check her out on that. Thank you so much. And yeah, so you just don't want to be a disappointment to your kids. That's always hard. Yeah, they get me. Yeah. I have stepkids, and they always look at me and just tell me to fall down a flight of stairs. Oh, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. They don't say that anymore. All right. Okay, Judge Sandy Claus, you have to pick who is Joker Ace for this game. Is it Kendra Carbowski? Is it Dino the Genetic Marvel? Or is it Mona? And I would say her last name, but I keep screwing it up. All right. You don't. Please, no, please, don't put down the phone. Hello? No, this isn't the Carlos Pizza. All right. Hello? You sent that to Carl. Thank you so much for sending it to the pizza delivery guys. Did you know who's going to win? Who's the Joker Ace? All right, thank you. So, Joker Ace for this game is Mona, everybody! Yeah! And Mona, you get to do what we call is a victory flyby. Where you can thank the Academy, thank your friends and family, or do 90 seconds more material starting now.
My kids have reached that age where we have to have the sex and drugs talk. And it was pretty interesting. Reminded me a lot of my mom and what she used to say. When I got to a certain age, she said, you need to make sure that you do drugs with people you love and have sex with people you trust. And then I started really thinking about my marriage. Because wow, we never smoked weed together. Never. But every time we would have sex, we would refer to the foreplay as a pinky promise. Oh, there's that. I would like to thank the Academy, thank my children for allowing me to make fun of them. I'd like to thank my parents for raising me so right that I now do this. I'd like to thank drugstore makeup, because without it, all this wouldn't be here. So yes, thank you so much.
All right, let's give it up one more time for Mona, everybody. That was awesome. Thank you so much. And yeah, that was great. Oh my gosh. Wow. Let me get this over here. Thank you so much. And let's give it up for all our comedians. Let's give it up for Kendra Carbowski, Dino the Genetic Marvel, and Mona again. And one more time, let's give it up for the mysterious comedian judge tonight, Judge Sandy Claus, everybody. Yeah, Judge Sandy Claus. Yeah. And I'm dropping them back off at the mall right after the show tonight. So thank you for all that. And for me and all the comedians and the mysterious comedian judge, this has been an oddly funny production. Thank you.
Joker's Ace. Comedians compete. Who's the funniest? Take a seat. Joker's Ace. Joker's Ace. Joker's Ace.
This has been an Oddly Funny production.